Afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining me for the lending report for week ending January 31st, 2025. So already through our first month. Coming to you a little later today because I did go to closing today. I wanted to say thank you to one of my borrowers who purchased an investment property. So those are still happening. Anyways, let's get into what happened this week. Mortgage applications were flat week over week for purchases. Refinances down 7%. Not a lot of surprise there. Mortgage rates have been pretty complicated over the past 2 months since we had our last kind of mile marker in December 6th when we hit a low at that time and lost ground since then. Initial jobless claims, those filing for unemployment for the first time, down 16,000. That's a 2-week look back, and continuing down 42,000. So again, numbers skew every week differently. Never know what to expect. We did get the fourth quarter GDP for 2024, and that missed expectations. Came in at 2.3 versus 2.6. So that was a big surprise to many. Now we'll go into some slides here. Let me show you what we got. We go for new home sales in December 2024. Reason I'm showing you this did show the inventory slowed down a little bit. We did talk about that over the last week. Not surprising, things do slow down during December, typically during the holidays. People traveling, going, spend the holidays with family. So in those numbers, did see that median home price is at $427,000. That's the national number. Again, remember that Colorado is closer and over $600,000. I just want to point out here, though, that when you see these numbers in the media, they report all inventory. So those are even lots just brought to market that are dirt. So when you have inventory for sale of 494,000 units, but of those units, only 118,000 are actually really readily available to close on. Our inventory supply for new construction is basically a 2-month supply. So not the 8 months that you hear in the news, because you're not going to sign on a contract that's dirt and be able to close the same month. It's going to take 6 to 9 months depending upon your builder. So a lot of talk this week with just how well the economy is doing. FHA did come out with their report for serious delinquencies. These are people that are over 90 days late on their mortgage payments. It has ticked up since just a year ago by 0.6%. And what I want you to see within this chart is the reason why people say they are delinquent. For the quarter 4 of last year, people are saying they are delinquent because of unemployment. And one of the other segments as well to point out that's of interest, if you look at this chart in more detail, is excessive debt. They're carrying so much debt that they're late on their mortgage payments. If you compare that to a year ago, these numbers are much higher. Of course, much better than when we first moved into COVID, but we are seeing some regression here with consumers' ability to repay their mortgage debt. So citing, again, unemployment, despite all these BLS numbers and jobs reports showing that there's lots of job creations, people actually citing they can't make their mortgage payment because of unemployment and excessive debt. Also, what we got was the BED, Business Employment Dynamics Report. This comes from the BLS for quarter 2024. This takes a 5-year look back. So these numbers are skewed because of COVID. But what's important to note within the BLS is we have that birth-death model, and that's what's been driving these BLS numbers, showing business creations versus those that have shuttered and closed down. It was reported at 653,000 for quarter 4 in new job creations, new jobs, but it was revised down to a loss of 163,000. So that indicates an overstatement of 116,000 job creations. Now, if you take out the seasonally adjusted numbers, really it's a 21% difference. So we're looking at maybe an overstatement of about 57,000 jobs per month for quarter 4 last year, or quarter 2 last year. But nonetheless, this is big because the BLS has been a very big market mover for interest rates because they keep beating expectations. These numbers keep showing that the economy is great. The jobs, there's plenty of jobs to be had. But when you talk to consumers in those reports like the FHA report, citing unemployment. And here now we've got a revision to the BLS birth death model showing that they've probably been overstated. So my point here is just to take it with a grain of salt, the information that you get in the news. There is more information within these reports that are not reported that might substantiate the fact that maybe things aren't as kosher as they seem. Also, within, we did get the PCE report today. That is the Fed's favorite measure of inflation. The headline number was in at 0.3%, the core number at 0.2%. These really, they hit estimates, so no surprises here. It wasn't much of a market mover today, but within this report, it does show that there was a minor increase in wage earning, but spending was up 0.7%, and savings declined 0.3% from the prior month. So spending more, saving less, and we see that people citing they can't make their payments because of unemployment, excessive debt. This is a bit concerning. Let's take a look at the markets right now for the week. So back here, that last high hill, that was December 6th. That was when we kind of hit a low. We were seeing some really positive movement in the mortgage interest rates. They were coming down. We have lost ground since then. We have made up a little bit of ground over the past couple of weeks, but today's PCE report, the last 3 days we've been flat. PCE hasn't done much today because we came in expectations. So pretty modest day in the market so far. If you are interested in purchasing, please do reach out. Be happy to help you in any way that I can. See what you do qualify for, if you qualify, and what you need to do to qualify if you don't. I'm happy to help you in all of those ways. Otherwise, if you need anything, please reach out to me. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you feel the economy, where we are at with the economy. What are your thoughts on what's going to happen in the next 4 years with the new administration?
If you'd like to leave a message, please wait for the beep. Then
oops, sorry about that. Didn't turn my volume off. But anyways, thanks for watching today. Have a great day. Please like my videos. I do appreciate it. Talk to you soon.